Hello friend, welcome back to Coffee Girls. I'm so excited to be answering all of your questions today that you submitted on the community page of YouTube and then also on Instagram. So let me pull up those questions and we can get right into it. I'm really excited to catch up with you guys today. It's just gonna be a really relaxed and chill video. Like seriously, I don't think I'm gonna make any edits. Didn't do any makeup today. Just excited to catch up with you guys. It feels like it's been a while, I don't know why. But I'm so excited to catch up with you guys today and to answer all your questions. So let's start right off the bat. What did this pregnancy teach you about God, or how did your understanding of God deepen? Well, I think the biggest thing I've learned so far is that I have a lot of room to grow in the area of trusting God. Just in so many areas, because when we were trying to conceive, that was a journey of trusting God. When we got pregnant, that was a journey of trusting God, because the first 3 months of pregnancy, you could easily have a miscarriage. So you have to put your trust in God with that and just ask Him to be in control and to take care of everything. Financially, it's an area of trusting God. With all the different doctor's appointments, things that could go wrong, things XYZ, and then looking into the future of the birth and when you're gonna have the child and how the child grows up and all the decisions you have to make, those are areas of trusting God. So I think for me, just seeing this as a new opportunity in my life to trust God in a new way and in a deeper way and in a more special way. So not that it's more special, but in a unique and special way. So that's my answer for that. And yeah, I'm just so thankful to God for all the blessings. I just truly believe that every good gift is from above. And so it's a new area of thankfulness to God and seeing His faithfulness and His goodness in a new and beautiful way. Are you ever scared to become a mom? She said she's worried because she's wondering if she's strong enough mentally. So, of course, this was a big worry for me. I think for me, a big worry is energy levels. I am a low energy person, and recently in my life have just mentally been drained and exhausted easily, emotionally drained and exhausted easily. And that was a big fear for having a child, but I ultimately decided I needed to put it in God's hands, and I do feel a calling on my life to be a mother. And so that's another area I'm giving to the Lord and asking Him for help and strength and trust in. It's because I am worried that I'm going to be mentally weak or physically weak as a mother, but I know that I have such a great God to rely on, and that I'm going to be turning to Him every single day for help, like no joke, to get me through it and to help me through it. But like I said, I feel a calling on my life to be a mother, so I know that if God's going to call me to this, then He's going to strengthen me and equip me and work through me and empower me. So that is what I'm trusting in, not my own strength mentally or physically, but on God's strength for my life. Next question, best parts of pregnancy so far. I think having a little baby bump is so sweet and so cute. I love it so much. But truly, like, the best part, maybe seeing my husband and like him just taking on the role of provider and caretaker towards me and towards the baby. Like, I love seeing Johnny in this new role. It's so beautiful. It makes me fall in love with him more and more every day. That's something that I love. Another thing is just the excitement of knowing like I'll have a baby in my arms soon. Like, that just makes me so happy and so excited. And yeah, that's the things that I've been loving so far. Do you have any biblical book recommendations about pregnancy and shepherding your child. I know my mom has a lot of podcasts on raising Christ-centered children. I'll have those linked in the description, but some of those have a lot of books connected to them as well. Personally, I do not have any book recommendations for raising godly children. If you have anyone watching any book recommendations, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to read those. Hi Ash, do you have any special themes in mind for your nursery? You are looking amazing. Thank you so much. I don't. A lot of people have been asking me this. I've seen so many cute Instagram videos of people's cute nurseries that it looks like they spent hundreds upon hundreds of dollars on, and everything, the wallpaper, the crib, the rug, that is all so stinking cute. I'm not there. I don't know if I'll be there, and I think that's okay. And actually, I'm not beating myself up for that. I'm not worried about it. And you know, honestly, at the end of the day, I'm kind of letting go of aesthetics. And I don't want to spend thousands of dollars on a baby room just for an Instagram photo to look cool. I want a room that's going to be, of course, a warm and loving and homey space for my baby and for me. And beyond that, I'm going to let go of like the picture perfect Instagram nursery. So I do not have a theme. I'm just excited to put together a warm, cozy little room for baby boy and for me to spend time with him in. Yeah, letting go of the pressure of trying to reach those, you know, social media standards. So excited for you. Is baby kicking a lot? Are you doing a home or hospital birth? Thank you so much. Baby kicks all the time. Baby is so active. He's a little soccer player already. Johnny's a soccer player, so I'm like, maybe he'll be a cute little soccer player. Our little baby boy. Hospital birth, that's my plan. I feel more safe at hospital. I know there's so many different opinions on all these things, but I just feel more safe being at hospital giving birth to my baby. So that is what I'm going to be doing. Why do you choose to follow Jesus even after counting the cost of following him? Yeah, a lot of people don't realize this when they become believers, but being a Christian isn't necessarily easy. It's actually hard. You're going against the grain. And I mean, of course, there's so many incredible, beautiful things about it, but it's hard. It's definitely not easy because it's a sharpening process every single day. But why did I choose to follow Jesus despite that? There's nothing in life greater than following Jesus. And even when life is hard, like, he is my rock when life is hard. Like, I can't even picture my life, especially through the sufferings and hardships, without having Jesus as my rock and his words to comfort me and his love in my life. I just, like, when everything else in this world fails, which it always will fail us, I have Jesus as my rock. Like, every day, every moment, he's there for me. He cares for me. He created me. He loves me. Like, to me, there's no better thing than to follow Jesus, even though it's hard. Okay, let's see. How are you doing mentally? I got a few questions about this. Thank you for asking. Mentally, I'm doing great right now. I feel so excited for the baby. We're getting things together. Winter is always hard for me mentally. Like, seriously, the cold weather just gets to me bad, and the dreariness of everything. And today's really cloudy and it's snowing, which is sad because it's April. But I think weather has a lot to do with it. So, like, as the spring days have been coming in, it's just been so much more exciting and peaceful. Sometimes I get down about being away from my family, and that can get me down. But I think overall, I'm just, so excited for the baby. So I'm doing good. Could you pretty please share the banana cake recipe? I will leave the banana cake recipe linked in the description. It's so good. If you want the best banana cake recipe, I'm going to leave it in the description. Let's see, any other questions? What advice would you give to Christian women that are in a long season of singleness? I remember you posted a video a long time ago when you mentioned how you were dedicating an entire year to God. Would you talk a little bit about that? Yes, I did dedicate a whole year to God during my singleness of just intentional time with the Lord and no thoughts of pursuing any type of relationship. And I'm so glad I did that because I was a little bit, I don't know if I would say I was boy obsessed. That might be too dramatic. I was just obsessed with this idea of being in a relationship. And I don't shame myself for that. I don't beat myself up for that. I do believe it was a strong desire that God put in my heart to want to be married, to want to be a wife, to want to be a mother one day. And I think those are all beautiful things, but that desire would become so strong that it would consume my thoughts and consume my actions. And so I just realized, I need to refocus my heart on Jesus, because ultimately at the end of the day, he is the only one who can truly satisfy me. And I can promise you that once you do get married and you do find the person, they're not going to be the person who's going to be able to satisfy you. Is it incredible to be married? Yes. Is it extremely hard? And does that person, yes, it's extremely hard. And does that person fully satisfy you? No. So right now in your singleness is the time to really press into that tension of your heart longing for a relationship and asking yourself, why do I have these longings? Do I think that only a relationship can satisfy it? How am I turning to Christ during this time? All of those things, really press in to the Lord. This is your time to do that. So those are my thoughts. I'm going to answer a few questions from Instagram as well. How are you preparing for your son to embrace his Chile ancestry and European ancestry? I love this question. And there were actually a few questions about, will your child be bilingual? Are you going to teach your child Spanish? So am I still learning Spanish? That was another question. So yes, we are preparing for our child to embrace both cultures in their life, the American culture and then also the Chilean culture. So, because our child is being born in America, it will be easy for our child to pick up on American traditions, my family's traditions, and that will come easily. English will come easily for our child. Spanish and learning about the Chilean history will be a little bit more difficult, so we have to be more intentional about that. And one of the biggest ways we want to incorporate the Chilean culture, the Hispanic culture into our child is by Johnny speaking Spanish every day to our child. Now, this is one of our goals. We're hoping we can accomplish it. We're going to ask God for strength and help in that. We really hope that our child will be bilingual or will desire that for himself, and we're going to try to set him up for success at the beginning with Johnny always speaking Spanish. So in our home, I will be the English speaker and Johnny will be the Spanish speaker, and our child will be required to respond to Johnny in Spanish. So that is our goal with that. We have Spanish children's books. We're going to do Spanish movies, Spanish music. Like I said, learning English will be easy because we're living in a English culture that speaks English all the time. Spanish will come harder. So we have to be intentional. We're also going to be bringing our child to their grandparents' house, hopefully every single week. So that will be a great exposure to Spanish. We go to the bilingual Spanish service at church, and just incorporating it in little things like that. I would hope and pray we can put our baby boy into a bilingual school one day. Lord willing, I don't know where we'll be. And the biggest desire that we have, which we don't know if we'll ever be able to do, it's up to God and his plans, is perhaps living in a Spanish-speaking country for some time as our child is growing up and developing their language so that he can learn Spanish and I can learn Spanish as well. So that's kind of a big dream. But yeah, Spanish is like the biggest way we would love our child to partake in the Chilean culture, but then also we would love to visit Chile often. And of course, we want our child to be around his grandparents all the time, to have that Chilean home-cooked meals and a bit of the Chilean culture around him, even though he is growing up in America at this time. Did you go to public school? Any thoughts on what you want your kids' school? I went to public school my whole life. I really wanted to be homeschooled, to be honest. I asked my mom, but for her, that wasn't possible, and that's okay. It's not possible for every parent to be able to homeschool their kids. I think this is a discussion I would have to have with my husband. But I think what I believe is that every child is different and every child's needs are different. And so once you assess your child's needs, you can see, will they thrive and do better in public school, in a Christian school, or homeschooled? What does my child need? How are they going to be successful? And from there, go forward. I do not think any of those options are wrong or bad. I just think each child is different and unique. So we would have to cross that bridge when the time comes. How do you plan to teach your baby about Jesus? The number one way is through us living lives that look like Jesus, honestly. I don't want to teach my child about Jesus, but not live like Jesus. So I want to live like Jesus. I want to be a mother who constantly points my child to Jesus through my actions, through my words, which I know will not be easy, and I know I will fail a lot, but I'll ask for forgiveness and for grace. But also just through daily actions such as like Bible reading and prayer together as a family. Those are two big things, making sure church is a priority, all things like that, and just, yeah, making it something that like, hey, this is mommy and daddy's life. We love Jesus, we love the Lord, and because you're our son, we're bringing you into that, and we want you to be a part of that as well. We want you to love Jesus with your whole heart. What have you found to be the best way to stay consistent in your Bible reading? This is the last one I'll answer. So, best way to be consistent in Bible reading. Honestly, for me in this season of life, it's taking off the pressure. So, I have a few different Bible reading plans I do, and honestly, I wake up in the morning and I think, what do I want to do today? Just how am I feeling? What do I want to do? So I'm not pressuring myself. I'm not forcing myself to read a certain plan every single day perfectly. But in the morning I wake up and, like, for example, this morning I woke up, I did a little bit of art, and then me and Johnny read Proverbs together, and then we prayed together. And that was my Bible reading this morning. Another morning might look like I'm reading through the book of John with my mom and my sister, and then we'll get together and talk about it. Another thing is the free Bible reading challenge. We're going through the book of Proverbs right now through Coffee and Bible Time. I'll have that linked in the description. So that's another option. And I really think that me being flexible and being open to where the Spirit is leading and what my heart wants to do that day is probably the best, because I'm not forcing myself or putting my pressure on myself to do a perfect plan in a perfect consistency. That's just what's been working for me. Everyone's different. Every season of life is different. So yeah, and I think there's so much joy for me in just knowing, like, whatever way I seek the Lord today, whether that's through reading Proverbs or painting or going on a prayer walk, is beautiful. And if I connect with Jesus and our hearts connect, that's all that matters. So anywho, I think that's all the questions I'm going to ask today. Thank you so much for submitting your questions. Don't forget, we have a free Bible reading resource guide. I'll have linked in the description. We're going through the book of Proverbs. That is free. I'll have that linked in the description. It's a Proverbs prayer and Bible reading calendar. And then, of course, all of our cute new products for spring. Isn't this adorable? It's just so cute. It matches all the beautiful spring flowers. This is a pencil pouch, and I'm loving it. It's just so bright and cheery. Anywho, that is all I have for you. Thank you for your questions. Follow us over on Coffee and Bible Time. Check out our website. go to our Instagram, check out our Bible Academy. There's so many resources for you guys. You guys have to go check them all out. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!